how much information is out there in the financial world on this thing called retirement planning, something we've done for over 20 years, but what a hot topic retirement planning has become. I mean, what is really going out there? What are we seeing in the world and all the different, I guess, mediums and different ways people are getting approached about retirement?
Well, it's follow the money. There's so many people turning 65 every day in the United States that a lot of advisors are kind of shifting to follow those funds. It's the 401ks, the pensions, all that money that's available by those folks heading into retirement.
And I agree with you. It's not just advisors, but I think really the financial world's jumping in. In fact, this survey you recently stumbled across, really interesting, talking, was it Lincoln Financial?
It was Jackson.
Jackson. Okay, Jackson, which was a pretty good survey, but 10, 15 years ago, I never saw any surveys about retirement and articles like this. Let's start off with this one here. That's kind of interesting. I know people out there are worried about long-term care, and this is a may. You may never go into a nursing home. I had a father, unfortunately, that did, but it is a true worry. So let's talk about this particular article.
Yes, this article was really a longevity study, and it's an insurance company. Obviously, the annuity popularity is booming right now, but this was really to look at the mays versus shalls. Are savers overestimating or underestimating in saving for retirement? And what we found out, they're doing both. They're underestimating the costs of health care. However, the cost of health care and long-term care needs is a may. The shall is that you definitely need money for retirement, but some people are astronomically overestimating how much they actually need to save.
Yeah, let's go to this next article here. Derek's at the helm there. I've never seen this before, but, I guess it kind of makes sense. We meet with so many clients. They're getting ready to retire in many cases. They don't know how much money they're supposed to have saved, but let's do the quick math. It says 6 in 10 people think they need to save 30 annual salaries for retirement. So let's add that up, Trey. So if I'm making $100,000 a year, that means at retirement I'm supposed to have $3 million saved. How many people do we have that have $3 million or even close to that?
Maybe one or two. That's it.
Yeah, so why do you think that is? Why do you think savers think they need that much money?
Well, the financial world's telling them that. I think the two scare tactics, not that they're not important, is the cost of health care, long-term care, but also inflation. And what if you run out of money? What if the market goes down? The financial world's really scared savers into thinking, I mean, this is an absurd number to think, but they're really kind of overestimating what they think they actually need.
So it proves the point that the poor saver out there, they're the one that came up with the number, because I've never seen this actually from the financial world itself. But if I'm a saver and I don't understand it, I keep hearing about inflation and taxes and all that, I guess in your mind you just think you need that much money. And then I know you've got some bullet points, but one more article, which leads to our next point. Jackson National, or any of these companies, I saw Prudential's really jumping on this too. What is leading to this huge growth in the sale of annuities? Because this is a big number. If you told me 20 years ago this many annuities would be sold, I'd say you're crazy. So what's going on here?
Well, there's a huge boom in annuity sales. It's up 12% total from last year. Last year was also a record-breaking year over the year prior. Annuities are booming, 31% increase in fixed indexed annuities. A lot of these being indexed annuities with income riders, guaranteed lifetime income, mailbox money. So the demand that savers are showing the financial world, they're looking for guaranteed lifetime income.
And I was going to say, I think about a documentary I did years ago called Say Goodbye to Granddad's Retirement, which was so fun to put together. A gentleman came in just yesterday and we were talking about it, and he had read about my granddad. And he said, that mailbox money thing, is he the one that came up with that? I said, it's true. When I used to ride with him, the little Volkswagen, this was back in the 70s, early 80s, he'd literally go to the mailbox, pull it open, and he'd laugh. And I heard him quip once, well, there's my mailbox money, because back then he had his pension and Social Security. So I got to thinking about all these surveys and all the savers we meet and the worries. I do not recall my granddad ever worried about money. Now, granted, his health insurance was taken care of by Bell South, but this mailbox money and annuities, so speak to the shalls then. I think if we take a glimpse back to Granddad, he wanted that mailbox money, he had it. All he had to do is just make sure he didn't spend more than what was coming in. So speak to the way we position these annuities, Trey, and what we're doing and kind of ahead of the curve on this.
Well, when you lay out a retirement game plan that you can guarantee someone is to not run out of money, it really gives you a lot of flexibility on the front end. They may want to take some trips here and there. They may want to see what they're able to pull out of the Charles Schwab on the front end. But when they know they're not going to run out of money, and sometimes they're going to have as much money as they were living on while they were working on the back end, it just gives them some wiggle room and flexibility to enjoy money when they can actually enjoy it.
That's well said. And in fact, our philosophy is so different. We talk about the three halves of life, and in that second half, we intentionally show people that you actually want money going down. To leave all this money behind, whether it's taxable or the nursing homes come after it, it doesn't make any sense. And again, back to Granddad's day, when he eventually passed away, he never ran out of money, but he really didn't have that much money. And in some ways, the stewardship of the money, the ability to enjoy it, give a little bit to his family, his kids who he helped, I think, and that's the way I kind of want to go out. I mean, it's nice. I've got some money, but sometimes all this money just brings on more worries. And I think we're addressing that well with the live well, die broke concept.
Oh, absolutely.
And speaking of this article, really when you boil it down, Trey, we meet so many people who are retired in the second half of life. What are your two options?
Well, the two options really, it's stockpile money away to either be able to afford long-term care insurance, which is becoming harder and harder to get, or self-insuring, which is having all the funds to be able to pay for your care. Or on the other end is spending down your assets, looking to qualify for Medicaid, which at this point, 60% of investors are looking to use this strategy, just knowing how hard it's going to be to keep up with costs.
And the spend down could include, I know, the popularity of maybe elder care attorneys getting involved in how to understand those complicated Medicaid laws, which in some cases we will refer people to an elder care specialist for that very reason.
Exactly right.
All right, close us out on this subject here, Trey. How do we at Tony Walker Financial help these clients get more zeroed in on what may happen versus what shall happen?
Well, the value in how many savers we get to see life play out. We get to see these game plans that we put in place play out. And what we're seeing in this study, savers are overestimating what they need to save. They're underestimating the cost of insurance or cost of health care. But if they have a game plan that really just takes into account what they need, not everybody in the world needs for retirement planning, it allows us to give them a game plan that's laid out for them.
Oh, well said.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.